Kids and parents, welcome to college admissions, and keep your eye on the ball. All right, quick breakdown here. Here is a pie chart of what the admissions counselors are looking for in your application when you apply for school. So in the blue, you see that we have 40% of what they're looking at is your ACT, SAT. 40% comes from grades and the level of classes, whether they're PSEO, they are AP classes, the difficulty and the grade that you receive. They're checking in this area in the green to see, are you challenging yourself in high school. The other 20% in the red is other activities. So usually you're going to have your other activities, which are going to entail your essay, college essay in the Common App, your volunteer experience. Did you run a club? Were you in a club? Were you in sports? Were you on the debate team? All of that. Did you have a job? All of that other stuff is 20%. On average, most of the kids that I work with have about 8 different activities. All right, so that's a quick overview. Now let's go back in here and take a look at the blue part, 40%. So why is that so large? 40% of your application comes from leveling the playing field. You already know that 40% comes from the grades in the classes, but not every class is created equal. You've heard of something called grade inflation. So this school gives an A, but that school gives a B. How do you know an A is an A at this school and it would be an A at that school? So what do? We level the playing field by giving a standardized test that everyone takes in the nation on the same day, with the same material, with the same conversion score, with the same time, ACT, SAT. That way you can compare to see grade inflation. Is this A equal to an A at that school, or is it really a B? Now, diving into the 20% here and just thinking logically, if we have roughly 8 events divided by the value of the other, which is 20% total, 20% divided by 8 activities will give you roughly 2.5%. So that means all the time and energy that you do in that sport, all the time and energy you do in robotics, all the time and energy put into having your volunteer group, all your extracurricular activities, is really only going to come up to 2.5%. So if you are missing and not attending and not doing the correct preparation for your ACT, you see that that's just flawed logic. You're putting more emphasis on 2.5% versus 40%. Now, I'm going to be real honest with everyone here. So here's the deal. Let's say that we have a kid, and this kid is the best kid since sliced bread and is the #1 in that activity in the United States. Let's just say, for example, that we have a kid that got a letter from the President of the United States in regards to, you created some type of club at school and it's the #1 best one in the world. The most that's going to be worth is 2.5%. They're not, if you don't have the grades and the test scores, automatically you're not going to be able to get to the next level. They won't even look at that other stuff. Schools use what's called a quotient chart, where you have your ACT and your SAT score on the x-axis on the bottom here, and in the y-axis on the side here you see that we have the GPA. So if you look over here, we have the different colors. We have waitlisted, yellow, denied, red accepted in blue, and green is accepted. Okay, blue is accepted but they won't attend. So these kids probably did like a backup. Maybe it's like a school in their state that mom and dad said just apply there as a backup, and then they ended up going to a higher school, like maybe one of the Ivy Leagues or something. All right, so you can see you have your different quadrants, and what we want to do with our quotient scores, we want to get up in the upper right-hand corner. You see here we have on the y-axis 3.5, and then you have your ACT score of a 30 or above. You see that this is pretty much all blue. So these kids here that are above 3.5 and a 30 at this particular school, which is University of Michigan, this is what they used, and those kids with the grades and the GPA decided to go somewhere else. All right, so keep this in mind. My final thoughts on this subject here is keep your eye on the ball. Remember, to get into a good school, you got to have the test scores, you got to have the grades. All that other stuff is exactly what it's called, extra stuff. If you have an exceptional amount of extra stuff, that's not going to guarantee that you're going to get into a good school. You got to have the grades to show that you are diligent, you're going to do your classwork, and you're challenging yourself, and you have to level the playing field by taking a standardized test like the ACT. Keep your eye on the ball, kids. Keep your eye on the ball for your kids. Parents, thanks for watching. If you do have any questions or concerns, feel free to shoot me a text message. I can talk to you on the phone about this in greater detail. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.